Well, welcome to Loops and Scoops, where we practice loop of awareness and using our attention to create connection. Using our attention to connect both with ourselves, but also to give presence to people that we know and people that we don't know. And that flow of attention that we call loop of awareness is such a wonderful way to create connection during this time where there are so many things that are not connected and so many unknowns. And so today there were a couple of things that occurred to me that I would love to focus on with you all. But first, let me just see, is there anybody for whom this is your first time here? And if so, would you do a little wiggle so we can say hello to you? And okay, wonderful. And when I experience every one of these meetings is a little bit new. Oh, so Catherine, you're new. So welcome. I just saw your hand going by. And what we do here is drop into the power of presence. And one of the purposes of doing this particular meeting, which we've been doing for 2.5 years now, is moving from fear to love through presence. Is what I've noticed, and I still notice this going on today. People will say things like, well, just don't be scared. Just stop being scared. Just don't be scared. And I thought, well, good luck with that. There's, telling your ancient physiology not to be scared. It really just sets up a kind of a logjam in you. And I experience love as being able to be in the same space with. So just try that on for a moment. I'd like you to think about something going on in your life right now. Could be something going on with you personally. It might be something going on with your body or your health. It might be something going on in your own personal life, in your relationships. And I'd like you to look at something that you're having trouble being with. You don't like it, or you want it to go away, or you wish it wasn't happening. And so I'd like you to just identify that, something going on. And I'd like you to notice, how is it that you keep yourself from experiencing it? So one of the ways, and these are all part of the fear, so one of the ways that you could is by just fighting it, like this should not be happening and I can't stand it that this is happening. Another one could be just fleeing away from it and distracting yourself and just sort of not noticing it. Another could just be getting frozen. You get into fear. So I'd like you to just be noticing, are any of those feeling like they match what you're doing with your own item? Or you could be fainting, just like, oh, I just am overwhelmed. I can't handle this. I just want to go back to bed. Or you could have a combo. And I'd like you to also notice, where are you most experiencing that in your body? So when you think about that item that you're having difficulty being with, where do you experience that most in your body? Yeah, and then if possible, what I'd like you to do is to let yourself do what we call a love scoop with that part of your body. And so the love scoop would be you're reaching out and drawing in love. You can do just a scoop, or you could do a number of scoops and then bring it in and actually connect with the place in you where you experience this most. And then let yourself take a couple of breaths, noticing if you can actually feel your attention beginning to sink in. And maybe not. So let yourself do another scoop. You might scoop from the big love pool that's underneath us in the earth. You can scoop that up. You could let it pour over you, including the place that feels that you're most experiencing it. So letting yourself do love scoops is one way of letting yourself be with the thing that you're having difficulty being with. And you can also love yourself for not being willing to love yourself about this. So if any of you have got I'm not gonna, I'm just not gonna, I don't wanna, I've never wanted to, you can let yourself love scoop the I don't wanna. Where do you experience I don't wanna? I experience it primarily in my jaw. This is like I don't wanna and I'm not gonna. So I'm gonna do love scoops in and kind of just cradle my jaw and go, yeah, I can feel you don't wanna, you're not gonna. And what I notice when I do that is just a little bit of softening. So instead of, because this is fighty for me, when my jaw gets like that, it's fighty. And when I love scoop, I can feel just a softening. So love scoops are one very powerful way to bring yourself into connection with yourself. Because one of the big things that's happened over the last several years, if not the last several decades, is that many people have gotten very heady. So they have fleed up and live here, just live primarily in their heads. And so as you're doing love scoops and including more of your body, you get to wake up more of your body wisdom to assist you in making choices and in being with and in presencing. So that's one of the big things that I encourage you to let yourself do with any of your places that are feeling unloved or resistant or just exhausted. And that love scoop, when I do a love scoop, I want to let myself actually experience it. So one of the things I notice also is that adrenaline has us in that speedy, on to the next thing that's maybe going to make things better, but we never really get to be here. And so what I'd like you to add in now is your love scoop, and then giving that attention anywhere in your body, and then creating a pleasant sound on your out breath as you let all of that attention sink in. So it'd be love scooping and then whatever sound allows the moisture, the nutrient of your attention to sink in. I'm so aware that here in California, we're in the middle of, we're of a long time in very, very severe drought. And so we start out kind of parched. You know, like I wake up in the morning kind of, and so the whole day is really about, okay, how can I receive the moisture that's here? So this morning we have a little bit of fog, a little bit of moisture, and I can feel all of the leaves going. So what if you were able to do that same, just receiving of your own attention, of love scooping? I'm going to give some to the top of my neck here where my anger zone is located. I've been very angry about a number of things over the last couple of weeks. And so I can feel that anger also wants to be loved. That it's not as if when you stop being angry, then I'll give you some love. So give love scoops also to the gritchy, the irritated, the critical parts of you. And then just with your breath, let that land. Yeah, beautiful. And I can see some of you, your body says, now I want to do this. And now I want to do this. So that to me means your body's waking up. You're getting more of a flow of love and attention. So I feel just from this little bit that we've been doing, I can feel more juiciness. So notice in that place where you were feeling gritchy, are you feeling some more juiciness? And the other thing, excuse me, The other thing that was occurring to me this morning, and I'm going to just do this right in front of see if we can, I don't know if you can see this. There's just a little bit of mist, spritzing. And it occurred to me that we can spritz ourselves with attention. So in addition to love scoops, I'd like you to let yourself just spritz. Imagine you have your own love spritz here. And on spritzers, they often will have, this one says clarity blend. So, it could be the infusion of your spritz. What I want to invite you to do is to spritz first curiosity. So I'd like you to just go, letting your attention land anywhere in you, just being curious about how is it for me right now? And spritzing. This is my spritzing move with my fingers. What's your spritzing move? What lets you know that you're intending to spritz? You're intending to let your attention go with the misty, spritzing, deliciousness. Beautiful. And now let yourself spritz out into the world. Let your attention go out with that curiosity. Could be just around you, in the area around you, noticing, just getting curious about what draws your attention. So part of what we're doing here that refreshes is shifting your attention. It sounds very simple, and it is very simple if we do it, but most often we don't. We get our attention captured, like, let your attention get captured out, like on the current, oh my God, whatever is the, oh, I can't believe this is happening. And notice what happens to you when you do that. For me, I just kind of get all that juiciness kind of evaporates. But when I then let my attention shift between out there and in here, I get that flow of spritz. I get spritziness going both directions. And so I'd love for you to spritz outward and let that go, that getting curious about a friend of yours that's not nearby, a friend of yours that lives in another place. Let your spritz of curiosity just be heading toward them and spritz them with your curiosity. I'm curious about you. I'm giving my curious attention to you. And my experience is that our attention can go across space and time. And I've checked this out with people. Like, I was giving my attention to this morning. They did, yeah, I felt that. I knew you did. I knew that was you. And to me, it's a wonderful little treat that we can give to our friends that are around the world. And then don't forget to spritz back this direction. So spritzing you, like I'm letting that spritzing of curiosity land on me. And I can feel that refreshment. So just notice the refreshment of attention. And then the other spritz that I find very valuable is spritzing appreciation. So appreciation is sensitive awareness and focusing primarily on what's working. What's happening that has its own exquisite quality. So I want to invite you to spritz your attention out to a situation or to people that you know or people that you don't know. So a community, like you could spritz, like I'm spritzing the January 6th committee who are meeting right now. So I'm just going to send some spritzing of appreciation to them. And letting that land. And you could add in the So you're just letting it land. And then spritzing back to you. Like, what are you appreciating? I'm appreciating this morning that my knees are feeling flowy and full of energy today. And so I'm appreciating my knees. So I'm going to give them attention, but I'm also going to give them a little touch. So letting your attention circulate with curiosity and appreciation and bringing in the love scoops. So I think this is a great time to keep things really simple. The circulation of your attention, and you're adding in the love scoops. Take a moment to just notice, how am I right now? Kind of do a whole body scan and notice, have you refreshed yourself? Are you feeling more flow of energy right now? And you can do that anytime during the week. Thanks, Elizabeth, for the thumbs up. Appreciate that. You can do that anytime during the week that you notice, oh, I'm feeling a little draggy. Just that very simple shifting of your attention and love scoops reconnects you and has you ready then for your next adventures. So until our next adventures together, thank you so much for joining me today. And you're welcome to stay on the call, and I'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.